Yeah, no, we were talking about some of the tools that we have to enable them. I think Scott made very good points about this being a two-way street. We want to enable them. We want to create their awareness, their comfort level, enable them to take action as a compliance champion, and then you also use them to get feedback on how your organization is doing. And that's the same with SABIC. So we also invest in them quite heavily with an onboarding training program to start with. We also have template posters for them to use on locations. We have draft announcements for them on internet to introduce them to an organization if they're new. And we organize periodic calls. We want them to connect with each other, to exchange experiences, challenges, things like that. We also have a compliance champion day in some regions that we organize. It's not something that we have rolled out globally yet, but certainly something we're considering to work on going forward. And we do sort of train the trainer sessions, but again, we don't ask them, we don't necessarily require them to be experts on compliance. We just want them to be able to talk to, speak up, awareness sessions, maybe about our ethical leader toolkit that we've developed. And they're really doing that very well. And then they feed back information to us. So that's something that's really, creating that circle of enabling them, setting expectations, recognizing them. That's also something that Scott mentioned. That's really important. I think that's a great idea, ethical reward. So that's something we don't have yet at that level, but something that we're thinking about creating an upstander tool, but still in the pipeline.
Mm-hmm. One thing I would point out to anybody who's watching the panel who's a Bella member is that we do actually have a resource on the Bella Member Hub, the Champion Program Guide, that has a whole bunch of checklists about various aspects of setting up a program. What kind of goals do you need to be thinking about? What needs to go into the role of the champion? How does the person who's managing the program inside compliance need to be thinking about it? All of these sort of things. And one of the best practices we talk about in there is definitely establishing that feedback loop between the champions out in the field and the compliance folks internally, right? This is not just a one-way street where you are sending them resources and hoping they're using it, right? And the other is really creating those kind of communities that Bo was talking about that he has in some of the regional champion programs. Like you said, it can be a bit of a thankless job, but it is less thankless when they can talk to each other and sort of swap stories and ideas about how best to connect with people.